Chelsea versus Liverpool. How's the game going to go, Hassam? Do you think it's going to be close, or do you think you might smash them?
I think Liverpool are the underdog in this game because of all the injuries we have.
Shut up.
Just
Get out of here.
joking. Calm
Get out of here.
down. For
Get
fuck's
out.
sake. Relax.
Get
relax.
out.
Just joking.
Well, embarrassing, bro. Embarrassing.
I think this game, to be honest with you, is obviously, look, it's a final. It's a Carabao Cup final, obviously. We have to thank Man United because last season, you know, the little kid in Rio de Janeiro asked his mom, and his mom told him that this is the Carabao Cup, so they now know about it. So now,
yeah, you ain't celebrating it if you win it. By the way, you are not allowed to have all the clips ready.
I better see zero flags there. If I see any flag, I'm having an issue with it.
So you see, this is what happens on Straight Facts. Sava was right, to be honest with you. You know, now I'm with too many United fans want to discredit Liverpool Football Club. You frauds! This is my moment. Let me talk. You went out in the third round to Newcastle at home with their C team. Anyway,
I'm still the holder for now, so respect.
Stafford, again, let me speak in the local
until
section.
Sunday. I'm the reigning champion of that tournament.
5 minutes. We spoke about Diallo and Garnacho, two irrelevant players. Let me speak now about.
Okay, talk to me about your irrelevant players.
Thank you, Habibi. Thank you. First of all, your countryman Mo Salah, I hope he's fit. Nunez, I hope he's fit because it really makes a difference to us. Staffy was on my Luton watch along, and I've never lost my mind more in 45 minutes of football than that right there. I was so enraged because of Elliot, Gakpo, and Diaz. I just lost my mind. People were actually messaging me like, yo, Hussam, I'm actually worried for your health. Like, drink some water, drink some tea. I'm like, I actually was fully mad and fully upset because of these three. These three just pissed me the F off in that first half. And I think injuries will play a role 100%. But look, over the last 10 years, in all FA Cups and Carabao Cups, there's been two smashings. City Watford and City Arsenal. When City slapped Arsenal 3-0 and when City slapped Watford 6-0. Other than that, it always is a close game. So for me, if you guys think I'm going to sit up here and go like, oh my God, we're going to smash the shit out of Chelsea. No, we're not going to smash the shit out of Chelsea because this is a final. So it will always be close. And I think injuries definitely won't help us, specifically the Alisson one, because I think he's pivotal in a game like this. But I think we have enough to get past Chelsea. I think this game ends in 90 minutes. I don't see it going to extra time or penalties or any of that. I think we can win like this game 2-1 or 1-0 on Sunday. But we need fitness is really important because Salah and Nunez are significant upgrade on the other two, which I think is massive, to be honest with you. So obviously we're favorite. We should be winning, and the reason why I want to win this trophy more than everything is not just the fact that it is a trophy, is the fact that all these players that haven't experienced yet success with Liverpool and with Jurgen Klopp will experience success for the first time, and it's like giving a wolf just like a drop of blood, and he just wants more and more and more and more. So this is the drop of blood that will help push us from now to the end of the season. So I see us winning the game, but I know it will be close. I'm sure all the Chelsea fans will come out to say the same dumb shit about Pochettino after the game anyway, regardless, win, lose, or draw. But get Poch out, it's his fault. But yeah, I expect us to win, and I think we will win.
Very tough, Staffy. I mean, aside from the pettiness, because again, I've got all the clips ready. I'm gonna cook a Sam if he celebrates one little bit after the way he treated Man United next year. But aside from that, can you make a case for Chelsea winning this, or do you feel as though this has got Liverpool's name written all over it?
Of course, Chelsea have a chance. Why not? With all the injuries that they have, and well, if I could quote Don, and it would be the easiest thing to say, and we can wrap up this. Listen, if Poch gets it right, they'll win. No, it's as simple as that. Just get the correct 11 and they'll win it. But no, it's unfortunately, Don, it's not as easy as just to say that. I think they do have enough to win. I think last week versus City, they've showed us that they have an idea of how to beat a team like that. They limited them very much to any spaces given in behind, that was my kind of prediction last week. If you remember on Straight Facts, I said if they just limit the space being ran in behind and they kind of stay compact down the middle, don't press them or anything, they'll see a result from City. And they actually did that. Now, Liverpool are not as good on the ball as City. They don't pass the ball accurately like City does. They don't maintain possession as much as City does. They like to take a little bit more risks. So, if anything, Chelsea will have more of the ball. But they have to go back to the same
Which is
plan
good
that
for us.
executed versus City. I wouldn't say it's good, and I'll tell you why. If they just limit the spaces in behind that your attackers are not allowed to run into, obviously you don't have Jota. I don't know if Nunes and Salah is going to be there, but if they're able to do that, that's the same plan that they had against City, and it worked very well against them. You guys don't pass the ball as well. You won't maintain the same possession. So if anything, Chelsea will get more chances on the counter versus what they got against City. Because actually against City, every time they went on the counter, they looked dangerous. But they only went on the counter like what, 4 times?
Very
Maybe
well.
5 if I'm forgetting one. They'll get no. I'm actually trying to be objective here. They will get more chances against you guys, but
This is what
they
you
just
want
gotta
to
limit
happen,
you.
not what you think will happen.
Of course, that's what I want to happen, but it actually could
Because
happen.
I want us to give Chelsea the ball. I don't want to
But
have
you
the ball.
won't, and I told you that. I don't think you'll give him to Bo. Jurgen Klopp, as much as he's a hypocrite, he's not going to go into this final and he's going to play shitty football. He's going to go to the final and he's going to impose himself on the opponent, no matter who he has and no matter who he's facing. He's going to go in tomorrow. He's going to try to play the same football that he always does every week. He's not going to sit there and just be like, oh, Chelsea, now you guys get the ball and we'll try to counterattack you. That's against everything he believes in when it
Hello,
comes to football.
Staffy and Sam.
Hello.
Hello.
Who's Sam? Say it, who's Sam?
Hello, Sam.
There you go.
Hello.
She's like, who's them men?
Anyways,
You two go play it. Won't be long. Bye bye. Love yous. Go on, Pop.
Terry turning face on us as we speak. He's the face now. He's no longer a heel.
I don't think he can turn heel on his children. Maybe on the YouTubers.
When the
not
camera's
his
off. When the camera's off.
children. Didn't I told you not to come into the studio while I'm live?
Get me my belt now.
But listen, back to what I was saying. No, listen, Chelsea definitely have a chance. Will they execute the same plan? I don't know. I don't know if actually this is when Dunn is actually for real, because he doesn't know if his manager is reliable enough to understand what he did last game and do the same thing again. I think if Pochettino was able to play the same way he did last game and limit the spaces in behind and just control the what's it called? Go at them on the counter. Don't try to control the game. Just try to hit them on the counter. Limit the spaces. Try to win the ball somewhere in the middle of the pitch. Don't sit too deep. And don't try to press him. And I think if he does that, he'll find it easier to play against Liverpool than he did versus City, because the personnel at least won't be as good. You just named all the injuries that you had, and it's easier to play against a team like that than playing against Man City.
4-1 and City drew with them 1-1.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know who was your team on the day.
Describing something with an outcome, like you're saying everything true, and then that's the exact opposite of everything you're saying. Because Liverpool,
Wait, what do you
the
mean?
difference between Liverpool and City is Liverpool don't need possession. City need possession. Well, like Liverpool have won the final against Spurs. Spurs had a lot more possession than us. Like when we win games like this, we don't necessarily have possession or play beautiful football or none of that shit. To be honest with you, like I think you're saying everything right. Like you're actually saying 9 correct statements, but then you're concluding the outcome opposite of what you're saying. That's the thing that I don't get.
No, I'm
Because
saying
we
that's
beat
the
them
only way
4-1.
they can get a result. And I'm I'm looking at the teams that the plays that you guys played that time where you guys beat them 4-1. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. There's no
Okay,
Trent, there's no Szoboszlai, there's no Jota, or maybe there's no Nunes. I think everyone else is there. But then when you look at their team,
How is
they
there
were
no
making
Trent when Conor Bradley started that game? Don't be shameless.
no. There's no Trent in that game. And there's not going to be no Trent tomorrow, so that nothing. On Sunday, so nothing changes.
So the lineup that game was Allison, Conor Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Gomez, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Jones, Jota, Nunez, Diaz. Okay, so that was the lineup.
Okay.
So Bradley will obviously start. So will Konate and Van Dijk. So will McAllister. Endo was at the Asian Games. He's back. So that's a positive for us. Diaz is here still. Nunez and Salah, I agree with you. Them playing is pivotal, but other than Allison for Kelleher, which I mentioned, it low-key is still the same lineup. Szoboszlai, of course, is important. But like,
okay, now look at the Chelsea team, because I'm talking about both teams. Now, what did they do that game? They had Thiago Silva and Disasi. Disasi was on the right. That's not something they're gonna do because they have Gusto. They had Como playing as a false 9. That's not something that they're gonna do. That's something they didn't do last week. That's what I'm saying. Try to replicate last week. Last week, the Sassy in center back and having Gusto on the right was much better than having Thiago Silva, who's much slower on and off the ball. There we are talking about about speed again, which is something that I don't want to do. But Thiago Silva is much slower on and off the ball, which hinders them. Gusto being on the right helped them massively last week, and their front line just having Nico Jackson licking up the play is much more important than having Palmer in the false nine, because I don't think they can play Palmer the false nine on Sunday. My point is that I'm trying to say, I'm not saying Chelsea are favorites or anything. There's a very good chance that you guys actually smash them, because you guys, every time you guys play, you come back from a 1-0 or whatever, and you put 3-4 past teams. You did the same thing against Luton, so I wouldn't put it past you guys to do that. You always find a way. However, I am saying if Chelsea are to get a result, they need to line up exactly the same way versus City, because if they do, they'll actually find it easier to play against you guys than versus City.
What's the latest on Mo Salah and Darwin Núñez? I assume there's been a press conference by now.
They're going to check it before the final, so I don't know.
They're playing.
No, it's not necessarily playing, because they weren't even on the bench last game. Soboslai the same. Alisson is out till they
Alisson's not making it.
Soboslai.
Yeah, I'm going. Listen, Chelsea can win. Of course they can. I'm not writing them off completely. They've got a chance if they're resolute. If Liverpool don't have their shooting boots on. If the bench is as weak as it was the other night, 100%. But I'm going for a 3-1, a 4-1. I think Liverpool are going to score a number of goals in this game. I think Liverpool will score early. I think Chelsea will eventually have to open up, and I think Liverpool will hit them on the counter in that way. I think Liverpool are going to win. I think Liverpool are going to win convincingly as well. I also think that it's either going to be a convincing Liverpool win or a shithousery 1-0 by Chelsea. It's going to be one of those two things. I'm siding more with the Liverpool scoring lots of goals. So Chelsea do have a chance, but it's going to be similar to what they did to Manchester City the other day. Maybe they do grab a draw and they win on penalties. It'll be something along those lines. I just think there's a bit between the teeth with Liverpool. There's a different feeling around the club since Jurgen Klopp announced that he was going. And you said it, Staffy, and I'm stealing from you here. That's why I paid homage to it. Chelsea are just an I don't know team. They theoretically could turn up on the day and look amazing and go, wow. They could also look like a relegation team. And that's why I'm saying they're either going to grab a 1-0 stinky victory, but fair play to them. It's a trophy. They should celebrate long into the night. Or Liverpool are going to score 3 or 4 goals. I think it's going to be one of those types of finals this weekend.
Should we celebrate long into the night as well?
Of course you can. I'm not a hypocrite.
As I said, no international flags. I don't want to see no Brazilian flags, none of these flags. And if you win,
time.
Of course I was Ten Hag in. This actually, I love when people mention that I was Ten Hag in, because people like to say that I never admit that I was wrong. How did I become Ten Hag in to Ten Hag out? And people told me you never admit you were wrong. I thought
no one can rattle me. See how I
basically. Huh?
I have one-liners that can piss you off, Staffy. Don't try me, Habibi. I've known you.
That didn't piss me off. I'm actually happy that you said that. I'm just saying that actually proves that I am flexible with my opinions. If I go from manager into manager, it means somewhere in the middle I admitted that I was wrong. So I don't get it.
This here says this is from top LFC 999. He says I disagree. I think Chelsea will put in their best performance of the season. They could do again. That is still a possibility. Somali here says Terry will be in the mud. Listen, if you win, I've said I think the only way I'll be in the mud is if Chelsea play brilliantly and win convincingly. That's the only way. If you scrape a win, it's what I said may happen. I'm just siding more towards Liverpool scoring the goals in this game. Saka's older brother says 1 billion Carabao Cup team. I'm going to defend Chelsea here, though.
There you go.
They don't win the Carabao Cup and then football ends. It's £1 billion. It will be a Carabao Cup, but it would be the first cup in the first 18 months of what they're doing. And I'm not saying they're perfect, and I'm not saying a lot's got to improve. But they win a cup or two this year, better than not winning anything. They've still got to improve, but we're not going to start slagging people off for winning trophies. I'm not having that.
I always said I'd rather win the Mickey Mouse Cup than to lose the Mickey Mouse Cup. Would you rather win it or lose it? It becomes a Mickey Mouse Club the minute you lose it. I'd rather win it.
Yeah,
you're gonna shamelessly celebrate if you win it.
Exactly. Fun fact: Zabi's father was a player and coach. He played under Benitez, Ancelotti, Mourinho, and Pep. Okay,
that's a great combination for Xabi Alonso, which I think
Turin stole that from Mourinho because
listen, Man United. I want him at Man United. to try and recreate what we did with Sir Matt Busby, a Liverpool legend, managing our club, becoming one of the greatest figures in our club's history. That's what I'm praying for.
how bigger we are than you. Your greatest ever icon is a Liverpool former
Yeah, and
player.
his
Right.
biggest
No,
achievements wasn't for you. So.
Yeah,
There
it
you
shows
are.
how much bigger we are that we took one of your legends and people don't even realize he played for you.
There you are.
How Chelsea would it be to finish 11th and below, but to win more trophies this season than 4 of the other top 6 teams? It would be very Chelsea. It would create a great debate around what's more important, league position or trophies. And I think there is a debate to be had. Trophies are important, but I still think you want to have a team that you look at and go, we're progressing towards, or we can win a league title. However, you can't knock a trophy. It would be a great debate, Jonathan. It really would be. Halftime Hooks says, you may view me as your enemy, but my brother, I am your friend. I will teach you the ways of the beard.
Hey, some people don't need
I
lessons.
definitely don't view Studio Hooks as an enemy.